Hey traders, it's Monday. Hopefully you've already done some pre-market analysis to prepare yourself for the week ahead. If not, or even if you have, but you would still like to follow along with us as we do top-down analysis on some of the major pairs here in the Forex market, then make sure to stick around for this entire video. My name is Steven, your honest trading coach. If you're new, then welcome here to the trading channel. In a few moments, we'll be breaking down some of the major pairs and talking about our trading ideas on these pairs for the upcoming week. If you are new here, then also make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell, because we come out with a video like this each and every Monday, along with a tutorial video teaching some type of technical analysis skill every single week. While you do that, I'll let the intro and disclaimer roll, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay guys, so we're going to start off today here on the euro dollar. Not much has changed since last week on this pair. Throughout the past couple of weeks, actually, we've been looking at the area between 1.22 and 1.25. This entire area has been considered a period of consolidation for us. So what we've been looking for the past couple of weeks is bounces off this level of support and bounces off this level of resistance. Nothing has changed since then. We still haven't made it to the 1.25 area. We are heading in that direction. So if this market, the euro dollar, can push up to 1.25 and give us some type of reason to go short, then that's what we're going to be paying attention to here for this week on the euro dollar. And I'm actually going to take this down to a smaller time frame and show you guys in a little bit more detail how we can use this analysis to break down and make predictions about these pairs. So let's go down to a 4-hour chart. Okay guys, so here we actually, although we're in this consolidation period on a daily chart, here we've broken into what we can consider a trend reversal. Why is that? Well, we have this 1, 2, 3 break of structure resistance, 3 move. After this 1, 2, 3 move, we're not necessarily in an uptrend now on this time frame, but we've done something different. We were pushing down, breaking into new lows, breaking into new lows. Now we've broken into a higher high. So this is a possible trend reversal. In this specific scenario, we can look right down here at the most previous level of structure that was broken for possible long opportunities. And that's what we're going to be looking at this week as well. If we can get a push all the way up to 1.25, we'll look for short opportunities. If this market starts to pull back, we'll expect that pullback to get into the most previous level of structure that was broken. And we'll be looking for possible trades off that area, possible bounce back up into 1.25. So that was a quick breakdown of the euro dollar. We do have 4 other pairs we have to go through today, and I'd like to keep this video under 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and move on to our next pair, which is going to be the dollar yen. Last week's prediction that we had here on the dollar yen worked out perfectly. So what we're going to do is take a look at a clip from that video, and then we'll come back and break it down a bit further and also talk about what we're expecting next here out of the dollar yen. So let's go ahead and take a look at that clip, and I'll be right back. So what do I mean by that? Well, we have our move down, our lower high. Until we break above that lower high, until we get a breakout above this level, our prediction remains the same, that this market is going to continue lower and break into new lows. So with that analysis done, what does that mean for our trading? Well, that means we're going to be looking for opportunities to go short here on the dollar yen. And how can we do that? Well, we can look at levels of support and resistance on lower time frames. And I can guarantee you all these levels I'm pointing out are major levels on lower time frames like the 1-hour and 4-hour chart. So going further into this week here on the dollar yen, we're going to be looking for opportunities to short this market at one of these levels of major structure on a lower time frame. All right guys, so back here on that dollar yen chart, we were expecting trend continuation, this pair to continue lower. And what happened? Well, we pulled right back up into that major level of structure we were talking about in last week's video, and we got exactly what we expected. This market pushed down, creating new lower lows. So that can be the power of using this type of analysis to predict market moves. But of course, guys, I do have to mention that it does not work out every single time. This type of analysis doesn't always work. And I know I mentioned that a lot. If you're subscribed here, if you see these videos every single week, then you know that I almost talk more about this not working than this working. And the reason for that is because there are so many traders out there that, because of false information on the internet, believe that there's strategies that work 100% of the time. There's a way to analyze the market where you're never wrong, and that's just not reality. That's not the case. At least it's nothing that I've found so far in my trading career, and I've been doing this profitably for over 6 years. I've been researching ways to trade constantly, for the full 6-7 years I've been trading, and I've never found a way to predict 100% what the market's going to do. But what this type of analysis does do, for me at least in my analysis, is it gives me a statistical advantage. I know that placing trades like this, I have a higher percentage chance of winning than losing, and I know that if I do that consistently over time, it equals profit. So moving on from that, as you can see, last week's predictions worked out really well here on the dollar yen. Let's talk a little more about what we're expecting next out of this pair. Well, for our initial predictions this week, we're going to go ahead and turn this line to red. For resistance, we did break below and close below the 105.5 area. Because of that, now we're looking at this area as possible resistance. The market's actually pushed right up into that area. So what I'm thinking here is we could have this zone that I'm drawing in now because of these wicks and these other previous major levels of structure on lower time frames. This entire zone will be a spot between 105.5 and 106. That little 50 pip area there is going to be a zone where I'm looking for possible short opportunities. Again, same exact thing, looking for trend continuation here out of the dollar yen to push this market lower. If we get lower, breaking below our previous lows, then our next counter trend possible area here at the trading channel is going to be 103.94. That'll be a level that we look for possible long opportunities right around the 104 even handle. Again, for our next counter trend, possible long opportunities, but initially expecting trend continuation here out of the dollar yen. So we'll see how that works out here in the next few days. Now we'll go ahead and move on though to our next pair, which is going to be the Aussie dollar. Here on the Aussie dollar, we have another pair that last week's analysis worked out perfectly on. So what we'll do is take a look at a clip from last week's video on this pair, and of course, directly after that, we'll break that analysis down a little bit further and also take a look at what we're expecting and our predictions for this market coming into this current week. So I'll go ahead and play that clip and I'll be right back. On the Aussie dollar to push the market down. So again, just to briefly go over this once more, the Aussie dollar is currently in what we're considering a downtrend, reason being because we had this push down, push back up into a lower high, push down, breaking and closing below our previous lows. At this point, we're looking for that lower high to help us capture trend continuation out of the Aussie dollar. With that being our expectation, where the market is hovering around now, in my opinion, is a great place to start looking for some short opportunities here out of the Aussie dollar. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing throughout this week here on this pair. Let's go ahead and move on to our next pair, which will be the pound. So as you can see, the market fell quite dramatically from that 0.7881 area we expected a fall from in last week's prediction. We talked about looking for a trading opportunity from to the short side. We got that pushed down into trend continuation, breaking below our previous lows, exactly what we expected. The market came into another daily level of structure and pushed up in this pullback since then. Now, what are we expecting out of the Aussie dollar after this? Well, we've just pushed up into another major level of structure right here. We know that's a major level of structure because the market has found it and used it as support multiple times. The market then got pushed down from that level. So right now we're just kind of hovering in between these levels of support and this level of resistance. What does that mean for us currently? Well, it means we're not looking for anything at the moment here on the Aussie dollar. But what we can expect is a possible move back up into this zone, and I can look for some possible trend continuation out of that area, pushing the market down, breaking into new lows. So our initial expectations here on the Aussie dollar is a push up into this zone and trend continuation, but this market will be in trend continuation until we break above these previous highs around 0.79. So if we get up here and do not get some kind of entry reason in this zone, we'll be looking right back at 0.79 for possible shorting opportunities that could push this market into trend continuation. As for long trades here on the Aussie dollar in a counter trend mindset, what we're looking for is a possible retest of 0.7674 and entry reasons on a lower time frame to possibly use this as a long opportunity. Again, it's going to be counter trend, so it's not quite as likely of a scenario as our trend continuation scenario we just discussed. And that's a breakdown of the Aussie dollar. Now we'll go ahead and move on to our next pair. Our next pair is going to be the pound dollar. Okay guys, so here we are on the pound dollar, and before we break down this chart, talk about what we're expecting next out of this pair, what I want to do is go back to a previous video we did. We did this video last week. It was titled, "If you're not doing this, then you may fail at trading." In this video, we talked about how important it is to actually have rules around your trading. And I'm going to take this down to a 4-hour chart and explain to you guys a little more about why that's the case, and also show you a clip from that video. So in last week's video, the one that I'm talking about, if you're not doing this, then you may fail at trading, which there'll be a link for in the description, and I'll put a card in the top right hand corner of the screen as well. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you go and check it out. It's one of the more popular videos on the channel. Again, we released it last week and it's already got almost 10,000 views, so make sure to check that out if you get a chance. But in that video, we talked about the importance of rules, and we also talked about the importance of picking what kind of trader you're going to be at the beginning of your trading career. Because if you're not profitable yet, then I think it's an extremely good idea for you to pick either being a counter trend trader or a trend continuation trader. So in last week's video, we predicted for trend continuation traders that this market could pull back into this zone and then head higher in trend continuation. I'm going to show you guys a clip from that first, and then we'll come back here, discuss a little more about rules-based trading, the importance of it, and break down what we're expecting next out of the pound dollar this week. So I'll go ahead and play that clip, and I'll be right back. So here on the 4-hour chart of the pound dollar, what do we have? We have a market that has found a new uptrend, right? We came from these lows here up to a high, new higher low, new higher high, new higher low, new higher high. Trend continuation traders, what are we expecting? Well, we're expecting a pullback into 1, our most previous level of resistance that was broken, 2, down here at our level of support. One of those two areas would be great areas to look for support and to look for a reason to enter going long, right? So back here on the pound dollar, guys, you can see that we did pull back into this previous level of resistance, and we ended up getting a nice push into trend continuation. What happened after that? We pulled back into our next previous level of resistance that we broke, and we've pushed up into trend continuation since then as well. And why in last week's video did we talk about rules-based trading being so important? And also, not only that, why did we talk about picking either trend continuation or counter trend trading if you're not yet profitable instead of trading both? Well, there's a very simple reason for that. It can get extremely confusing if you're trying to trade counter trend and trend continuation as a beginner at trading. Because in the market, there are multiple reasons to go long and short at almost any given time. So that can make your decision making extremely difficult, even if you have a rules-based system if you're trying to trade counter trend and trend continuation, unless you're extremely experienced. So in order to avoid all of that confusion, if you say I'm only a trend continuation trader, then what you're waiting for is a break and close above a previous level of resistance and your rules to be met on a pullback, whatever they may be. Maybe you trade at previous resistance, maybe you trade at previous support, maybe you use Fibonacci retracements, whatever your rules may be, and then waiting for your entry reason to go long once more in trend continuation. So then you're no longer looking for levels in the market to use for counter trend opportunities, and you avoid a lot of confusion. So I just wanted to briefly talk about that, but now let's go ahead and go back out to a daily chart and talk about what we're expecting next out of the pound dollar. Now here on the daily chart, we're in a similar situation to the euro dollar. What do I mean by that? We're in this period of consolidation. We have the 1.425 level of resistance the market hasn't been able to break above, and we have this level down here at 1.3875 that the market's had trouble breaking below. We also have not had a 1, 2, 3 move. We had one here. We had a push down, push higher, push lower. Now we've had a break above resistance, but we need this 1, 2, break above 3 move to put us into any type of reversal situation where we're expecting this market to head higher here on the daily chart. Now, as we just saw on the 4-hour time frame, we are in an uptrend. So another little piece of advice I would have is to only stick to one time frame if you're newer to trading, because if you go through multiple time frames, you'll notice that some time frames may be in a downtrend while others are in an uptrend. So sticking to one time frame again makes it a little easier and will avoid some of that confusion. But in our current situation here on the pound dollar, our initial expectation is going to be a move into, that is not a straight line, excuse me, a move into 1.425, and we're gonna be looking at that level on lower time frames for a possible shorting opportunity here on the pound dollar, because this pair is in a period of consolidation. After that, if we get a push down to the 1.4110 level, that's going to be a great place to look for possible long opportunities to push this market higher, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at throughout this week here on the pound dollar. Let's go ahead and move on to our final pair now, which is going to be the dollar Swiss. So as for the dollar Swiss, we've recently broken into a new uptrend. Why do I say that, and why is that the case? Because we had a downtrend here, pushing and breaking below our previous low. After that, what has happened? We have pushed up into a new high, followed by our 2 move, right? We have 1, that break, push above our previous resistance into a new high, our 2, that pull back, and 3, a break and close above our previous resistance level. So now that we have our 1, 2, 3 move, we can expect this to be some type of reversal situation. We have an idea that the market could head higher from this level. So what we can look for is a possible trading opportunity right down here at the previous level of structure support. We've already tried to capture this in the EAP training program right up here, and we ended up being stopped out of that trade. The market, as you can see, pushed lower since then. But now our next spot for possible trend continuation out of this pair, or not even really trend continuation, but a possible reversal trade, is right here at this previous level of support. So that's what we're expecting initially out of the dollar Swiss, is a push up higher from this level, at least a retest of 0.9590. And that's what we're going to be paying attention to here on this market going into this week. And that's a breakdown of the top 5 major pairs and our expectations here at the trading channel on each of them. If you're finding it difficult to get past that wall of becoming profitable and you'd like some more advanced training on the actual rules-based systems that we use here at the trading channel every day in the markets, along with training on risk management and discipline, then I would suggest checking out the EAP Training Program. This is a program that we have ran here at the trading channel for a little over 2 years now. And although there's no way for us to guarantee that you can become successful from that training program, we have had hundreds of traders go through that program and email us or comment here on the YouTube channel sharing their experience. I'll post a couple of those comments and a couple of those emails on the screen in front of you. And again, if you've been struggling and you're ready to take the next step and invest in your Forex education, and you enjoy the training material we offer here on YouTube, then feel free to check out our more advanced training by clicking that link in the description labeled EAP Training Program. I hope you all found value in this free educational content here today, and if you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button to be alerted whenever we come out with these Monday market breakdown videos, along with our tutorial videos we release each and every week. If you enjoyed today's video, click that like button for me. If you want to read through a few more testimonials about some of the training programs and courses we offer, then they will be shown in the outro. So stick around for that. This has been Steven, your honest trading coach. I wish you the best of luck in your future trades, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.
The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.